If you're building a blog site in WordPress and you want full control over how your posts are looking, not just the layout but even the tiniest details, then this is exactly what I'm working on today. In this video, I'm setting up a custom blog layout using Next blocks, and the best part is there is no coding or heavy setup required. It's just simple blocks with full design freedom. Now, here's the flow I'll be going with. I'll start by installing a necessary plugin, that is Next blocks. Then we'll create a full demo posts because working with real content always makes the design preview more practical. After that, I'll jump into the free theme builder inside Nexter extension and customize everything from the featured image right down to the author's bio, all block by block. And don't worry, I'll walk you through each one of these post blocks in detail, so if you ever decide to use them, you can follow along and customize them fully. And once that's done, I'll also show you how the final setup looks live, so you can see exactly how a professional blog design comes together. And here we'll be using the blog listing block. So let's dive in and build something that keeps your blog pages uniform and make your blog look polished and professional. Okay, first things first, we have to install Nexter blocks because every post block I'm going to use today is a part of this plugin. For that, I'm heading into plugins, add plugin, and in the search bar here, I'm typing Nexter blocks. Once it shows up, I'm clicking install now and then activate. As soon as it's active, you will see Next blocks in your WordPress sidebar. Go ahead and click on it. And this opens up the onboarding. As visible, it's asking here how I want to start. I'm selecting use WordPress blocks and clicking continue. And just like that, you're unlocking all the blocks. You'll notice some are free, some are pro, but don't worry, we'll talk about that in a moment. Next up, it's asking us to enable ready-made templates. And let me tell you, this one's super helpful because it speeds up the entire website creation process. So go ahead and click on enable templates. This will install WDesign Kit, which is the free plugin powering all those templates. Alright, once that's done, we've moved ahead to the free theme builder. And here, once again, this is very important because if you're planning to publish multiple blog posts and you want all of them to follow the same clean structure without redesigning each one every single time, then you need a template that auto-fetches your content. That's where the Nexter extension comes in. And the best part, the theme builder is free. You can create a singular template, define the layout once, and every new post will automatically fit into that design. This keeps your workflow smooth and your blog design consistent. Alright, so to get started with it, I'm clicking on Enable Theme Builder. Now, right after that, you'll see a special offer screen pop up. And as you can see here, it's telling us that post blocks are a pro feature, which is true. So if you want to use those blocks, upgrading to pro is necessary. To upgrade, simply click on this red button and it'll take you to the Nexter pricing page. Pick the plan that suits you. There are a few options here, so just choose the one as per your needs. And don't forget to apply the coupon code that was highlighted back there. After that, once the purchase is complete, you'll get a zip file and your license key for Nexter Blocks Pro. Now, heading back to WordPress, go to plugins, then add new, then upload plugin. Select the zip file, install it and activate it. Once it's done, you'll see an activate license button. Click on it, paste your key here, click activate, and that's it. Pro features are now unlocked. From here, go into the blocks section under Nexter blocks in the sidebar. And now, since we're focusing on blog listings and post blocks, I'm heading straight to the search tab and typing in post. Next, scroll down and toggle on this post listing blocks toggle. And then below builder, you also have to toggle on all these post blocks toggles because we're going to use them in action. Alright, now that Next blocks is installed and everything is active, we are not jumping straight into designing just yet. First, we are creating a few demo posts, and let me tell you why I'm creating these demo posts. For your information, it's not just busy work. These posts are what actually appear inside the blog post and the template we are building. Without them, the page would look really empty and you wouldn't really see how the spacing, typography or blocks behave with real titles and images. I hope you get it. Now, let's set them up. I'm heading back into the WordPress dashboard, then clicking on posts and selecting add new. Here, I'm giving my post a title. After that, I'm scrolling to the featured image section, because this image is what represents your blog post everywhere. On the listing page, in previews, and even at the top of the post itself. So pick a clear, high quality image and set it. After that, from under the categories section, I'm placing it in finance. Now comes the content part. Whatever you want to show inside the blog, just paste it here. I already have my content ready, so I'm dropping it in. And when everything looks good, I'm clicking publish. That's it. Our first post is live. Now, to make our design testing even better, one post is not enough. So, I'm quickly adding 3 more posts, same exact steps. Title, featured image, content, and then publish. As visible, I'm breezing through this part because the process is repetitive. But the reason I'm doing it is very important. With at least 4 demo posts in place, when we test the blog listing or our post template later, we'll see how multiple posts look together. That makes our design choices more practical and future-proof. Now, if you already have posts created on your site, you can skip this step and use those instead. I'm only creating demo posts here for testing purposes, just so we have real content to preview while building the template. Alright, now that our demo posts are live, it's time to actually give them a proper structure. And this is where the theme builder inside Nexter extension comes in. Why is this important? Think about it. If you're creating posts all one by one, don't you think styling them manually every single time is not just time consuming, but also will give your posts inconsistent looks, as some of them will look one way, others slightly different, and overall your site will lose that polished feel. But with the theme builder right here, as also mentioned before, you design the layout once and it automatically applies to every single post. This saves you time, keeps everything neat, and ensures your readers always get the same professional experience. Now let's set it up. Open the Nexter extensions theme builder, and once inside, I'm hitting add new template. From the template type dropdown, I'm choosing singular because we're building the layout for individual blog posts. For the name, I'll keep it simple. Blog post layout, so it's easy to recognize later. Next, we land on display conditions. Since we want this layout across all blog posts, I'm selecting all posts. Now, I'm clicking create. And just like that, our blank template is ready. At this point, I could build everything block by block, but to save time, I already have a demo structure ready. The link is in the description if you wanted to. I'm opening the demo template, copying the image section, and pasting it into our new layout. Then I'm going back, copying the rest of the structure, post title, post content, meta info, author block, and the remaining parts, and pasting them here. Set. Now, you might notice the images and content aren't showing yet. Totally fine. This layout will fetch post data automatically, so your feature image and content will appear when a real post loads. Stay with me till the end. You'll see it come together. Alright, now comes the fun part. Let's start customizing the post blocks to match our content and overall style. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through each block one by one. So once you see how this works, you will realize how easy and flexible it actually is. So yeah, let's keep going. Now, starting off, the first block we are customizing is the post image. Now let me tell you why this block matters so much. Remember while we set it up the featured image? Yes, it is the very first thing readers notice after visiting a blog page. It sets the mood, creates context, and in many cases decides whether someone scrolls further or clicks away, etc. etc. So getting this right is not just about looks, it's about engagement. Okay, so for it, I'm clicking on this small icon to expand the structure. Now I'm selecting the very first container in the list. Inside that, you'll find the post image block. This block controls exactly how your post's featured image is displayed on the front end. Inside the layout tab, right below, you'll see a toggle to switch between default and background types. If you choose default, the image sits like a regular inline image. If you switch to background, the image stretches across the full section, giving you that modern hero style look. For this layout, I'm keeping it on background because it gives the post a polished, full-width design that feels more professional. Next up, under location, you can decide whether the background is applied to the whole section or just the column. I'm sticking with section since it feels more balanced in the blog layout we're creating. Then there's the image size drop-down. You've got options like full, large, or medium. I'm keeping it on full just to make sure the image is crisp and doesn't look pixelated. Now, let's head over to the Style tab. This is where you fine-tune the visuals. Inside the post image section, you'll see controls for background behavior. Background position lets you align the image exactly how you want. Center, top, bottom, left, right. If your featured image has a subject, you can make sure it's always visible. attachment is set to scroll by default. But if you want that parallax effect where the image stays fixed while the user scrolls, switch it to fixed. Then there's background repeat. I'm keeping it on no repeat so the image isn't duplicated. Now, while we're previewing, I'm also switching to hover state. This shows how the section reacts when someone hovers over it. Adding a subtle hover animation here can make the layout feel alive without being distracting. Finally, scroll down to the extra options panel. Here, I'm toggling on fancy box. What this does is allow the image to open in a light box pop-up when someone clicks on it. And right below that, you can even choose different animation styles for how the image appears in the pop-up. This is great if you're using high-resolution images and want your readers to explore them without leaving the page. And that's it for the post image block. We've turned a simple featured image into a bold, engaging entry point for every blog post. Now that the featured image is ready, let's focus on the post title block. Why is this block important? Because the post title is more than just text. It's the headline of your content, the promise of what the reader is about to get. Yes, a strong title presented well can instantly pull attention, and when it's styled consistently across your posts, it builds even more trust and professionalism. Here, inside the very first main container, you'll find the post title block. Simply click on it. And as visible, its customization options open right here in the sidebar. And let me tell you, the best part is you don't have to type anything manually. This block automatically pulls the title from the blog post you created earlier. That means your layout stays dynamic with no duplication of work. Inside the Layout tab, click on Post Title. Here you'll see two handy fields, Prefix Text and Postfix Text. Prefix shows up before the title. Postfix appears right after. For example, you can add something like Guide as a prefix or Full Tutorial as a postfix. Let me quickly add text in both just to show you. And as visible, it appears instantly. This is a neat way to give context or add style to your headings. Right below that, you'll find the title tag option. This sets the HTML heading level. For blog posts, best practice is to keep it on H1 since that signals search engines this is the main heading of the page. But if you were using the title inside a listing card, you could easily switch it to H2 or H3. Now, let's open the extra options section. You'll see a link toggle here. Turn this on if you want the title to link to the full post. This is super useful on archive or listing pages where readers need to click through. But since we're currently designing the single post layout, we don't need the title linked. Readers are already on the post. And that's it for the post title block. With just a few tweaks, your blog titles will look clear, consistent, and properly optimized for both readers and search engines. Now that we've set up the title, let's talk about the post meta info block. Why is this block important? Because meta information builds trust and gives context. Things like date, author name, categories, comments, or even reading time. These are small details which helps readers decide if the post is worth their time or not. It also makes your blog feels alive and credible. Without this, your post might look incomplete or less professional. So, once selected, its Layout tab opens right here in the sidebar. You'll see two different layout styles. I'm switching between them quickly so you can see the difference. Personally, I prefer the first one because it feels cleaner, but you can go with whichever suits your blog's design. Right below that, you'll notice the sortable section. This is where you decide exactly what information to show. You'll see options like date, category, author, comments, and reading time. The best part is, you can drag and reorder them however you like. For example, if you want the author to appear before the date, just drag it up. And if you want to add something custom, there's a meta field option where you can pull in extra details, like a label, notes, or even dynamic values. Next up, scroll down to the separator between section. This controls what symbol or text separates each piece of meta info. For now, I'm just typing something random to show you how it instantly appears on the front end. You can also adjust the size, color, and spacing of the separator to make it look cleaner. Once the layout settings are done, let's head into the Style tab. Here, you can control text and label colors for each meta item. For example, if you don't want the date to show, just toggle it off. Same goes for categories, comments, or author. Only show what fits your blog's style. Now, let's also check out the author icon. You can click to change the icon itself, and there are plenty of options to choose from. If things feel a bit too tight, you can increase the icon spacing here. Overall, you're getting full control. Play around with text size, colors, and spacing until the meta details feel subtle but clear. And that's it for the post meta info block. With this, your readers will immediately know who wrote the post, when it was published, and what to expect, all before diving into the full content. Alright, now that the meta details are set, it's time to focus on the post content block. Why is this block so important? Well, because this is where your actual blog content lives. Everything you've written, the story, the tutorial, the information your readers came for is displayed right here in this section. So our goal is to make sure it's readable, well structured, and pleasant for the eye. If the section doesn't feel good, even the best design won't save the experience. So take care of it. I'm clicking on the post content block, which sits right below the post image block. And once it's selected, let's head over to the layout tab in the sidebar. Here, you'll notice two main options, single page and archive page. Single page is for the individual blog post layout, which is exactly what we're designing right now. Archive page would be used if this block was part of a listing or archive view. Since we're working on a single post, I'm keeping it on single page. Next, under excerpts or content, you'll see two choices. Excerpt shows just a short summary of your blog. Full content displays the entire post content. For a single post, it makes sense to use full content because you want readers to see everything you've written without any cutoffs. So, I'm selecting full content. And finally, you have alignment controls, left, center, or right. Usually, blog content looks best left aligned since it's easier to read, but you can experiment if your design calls for something different. Once the layout is ready, let's jump into the style tab. This is where you control how the text appears, typography, font size, line height, colors, and spacing. Remember, this part is all about reader comfort. Long blocks of text should feel light and easy to scan, not overwhelming. So make sure the line height is comfortable, the font size is clear, and the spacing around paragraphs feels balanced. These small tweaks go a long way in keeping people engaged with your blog. And that's all for the post content block. Now, your readers can enjoy the full story in a clean, easy to read format. Now that the content is displayed nicely, we don't want readers to just stop at one post and leave. We want them to keep exploring more of your blog. That's exactly where the post navigation block comes in. Why is this block important? Well, because it adds clear next post and previous post links at the end of your content. This encourages readers to continue browsing, which increases time spent on your site and keeps them engaged with more of your content. After selecting the post navigation block inside the layout, head over to the layout tab in the sidebar. Here, under the content section, you'll see a few different layout styles. I'm quickly switching between them so you can see how they look. Honestly, the current one works just fine, so I'm sticking with it. Right below that, you'll find the minimum height slider, which controls how tall the block appears, adjusted based on how much space you want the navigation section to take. Then we have previous text and next text. This is where you can customize the labels. For example, instead of previous post, you might want it to say read previous blog or just keep it simple as previous. Same goes for the next button. Lastly, there's a category based toggle. If you turn this on, the navigation will only link to posts within the same category. This is really helpful if your site covers multiple topics because it ensures readers stick to the subject they're interested in. Now, let's move into the style tab. Here, the first section is next and prev text. You get full typography controls and can even define separate styles for normal and hover states. For example, you can keep the text white normally, but change it to a brand color on hover for that nice interactive feel. Next, you'll see the post title section, which works the same way, giving you typography and color options. Then, there's the background image area. Here, you can set different backgrounds for both normal and hover states. You also get controls for position, repeat, attachment, and size. Personally, I'm keeping it minimal and not adding heavy backgrounds here because navigation should stay clean and functional, and that's all for the post navigation block. With this setup, readers will always have somewhere to go after finishing a post, which keeps them on your site longer and makes your blog feel more connected. Alright, let's move on to the next section, the post comments block, where we open up interaction with readers. Now that the navigation is set up, let's open the door for reader interaction with the post comments block. Why is this block important? Well, because comments are where your readers can respond, ask questions, and share their thoughts. This is not only helpful for building community, but also makes your blog feel alive, even if you get just a handful of comments in the beginning. Having a clear and well-designed comment section will encourage even more people to join in. Inside the last container in the layout, quickly click on the Post Comments block. Once selected, move forward and look at the settings on the right-hand side. Here, under the Layout tab, open the Content panel. You'll see multiple text fields like comment title text, form title, logged in text, and submit button text. These are pre-filled for you, but the great part is you can change them to fit your site's tone. For example, instead of comments, you might write something friendlier like feedbacks. Next to each text field, there is a small dynamic field icon. When you click it, you'll see a drop-down of dynamic options. This means you can pull content directly from the post or user data. For example, you could show a personalized message if someone is logged in. I'm not changing much here right now, but it's good to know these options exist if you want your comment section to feel smarter and more adaptive. Another small detail, the comment placeholder is simply the hint text inside the comment box. Again, you can change it to something casual like type your thoughts here to make it feel more welcoming. Now, let's head over to the Style tab if you're looking to refine the look. Comment text. From here, you can adjust typography and colors. Small tweaks make the text easier to read and align it with your brand style. For the comment list, you can play around with background or username colors. That alone can really tidy things up. The reply button gets a nice touch if you add a bit of border radius and a hover effect. Makes it feel more clickable. Then, over to the comment fields. I actually like using the box shadow here as it gives the inputs a modern, lifted look. And finally, the option for styling the submit button. Just make sure it matches your site's design and has a clear hover state. And that's it for the post comments block. With this in place, your readers now have a space to engage with your posts and the section feels welcoming and easy to use. Now that the comments are ready, let's add the finishing touch with the post author block. Why is this block important? Well, because blogs are not just about content, my friend. They are about people. Showing the author's name, role, bio, and even social links adds a layer of credibility and connection. So readers trust posts more when they see the face and identity behind them. It also helps build your personal brand as a writer. So it's a win-win. I'm opening the second inner container, then expanding the next container inside it. And here you can see the post author block available. Once selected, its customization options open up on the right. Here you'll see two styles, Style 1 and Style 2. Style 1 is clean and simple. Style 2 gives you extra settings like alignment and max width. I'm switching to Style 2 quickly to show how it works. But for this tutorial, I'm keeping it on Style 1 because it feels minimal and professional. Now, let's head over to the Style tab. On opening the first section, the author name toggle stays on because it's important for trust. If you'd like, you can even add a little label before it, like written by. Typography can be adjusted here too, though the global presets usually work fine. The role has the same setup. You might increase the size a bit if you want it to stand out. The bio is optional, so you can toggle it on if you want to add a short line about yourself. For the avatar, you can adjust the size round the corners or give it a soft shadow if you want a cleaner look. Social links are available too, which is handy if you want readers to connect with you outside the blog. And at the end, a bit of padding around the background just helps the author box separate nicely from the rest of the post. And that's it for the post author block. With this, every post feels more personal, more credible, and more connected to the writer behind it. Now that you know how each post element here can be customized, it's time to link everything together with a post listing page. Yes, so your readers can easily browse all your posts in one single place. Again, this is an important step because while the single template defines how each post looks, you also need a central place where visitors can browse through all your posts. Think of it as the blog's front gate, the hub where people land, explore, and choose which article to read next. Without this, your content is scattered and readers won't be able to know where to start. So let's set it up. I'm heading into the pages section from the WordPress dashboard, and from here you can either create a brand new blog page, or if you already have a website, I'm guessing you probably have one set up already. In that case, just open your existing blog page. Now let's see how we can insert our blog posts onto this page. I'm clicking the plus icon, searching for post listing and selecting the block. And that's it. the block gets added and all the posts we created earlier are now showing up automatically in a neat and clean layout. Now I'm clicking publish. As soon as that's done, let's click on view page to see how it looks on the front end. And there it is. Your brand new blog page is live, showing all the posts with the layout and blocks we've carefully designed. This is the final step that ties the whole blog system together, giving visitors a complete experience. A central listing page, a polished single post layout, navigation to explore more, comments for interaction, and the author block for trust. So, with this page in place, your blog is now fully functional and ready to welcome readers. Now that the blog page is live and everything is connected, let's take a quick step back and look at what we've achieved. We started with a blank setup, installed Nexter blocks, created demo posts to work with real content, built a reusable single post template using the theme builder, and customized each block one by one from the featured image, title, and meta info all the way down to navigation, comments, and the author section. Finally, we linked it all through a post listing page so your readers can explore your content easily. And all of this is possible inside Nexter blocks. Just like that, the post blocks you've seen in action, Nexter blocks gives you a complete set of powerful and customizable tools to build out your next WordPress site. Yes, from buttons, carousels, and service boxes to advanced layouts and design elements, you're getting everything you need to create a dynamic and professional looking site without touching a single line of code. Also, there are more than 90 plus Gutenberg blocks available, so whether you're designing a blog, a business site, or even an e-commerce layout, Nexter is ready to handle it all. Saying that, it's a wrap for today's tutorial. We've successfully built a custom blog system from scratch, step by step, and you've seen how easy it is to take full control over your blog design using Nexter blocks. If you found this guide helpful, now don't forget to hit like, share it with someone who's working on their WordPress blog, and subscribe for more such tutorials just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay creative and happy website building.